Hey guys, Alexander Wolf here, just east of Moscow, Russia, and I'm here at the Central Museum for the Russian Air Force, which has about 200 aircraft of all possible types. Pretty much an aviation enthusiast's dream come true. If you look at this guy just behind me, just wow. Yeah, then there's that guy. Tu-4 Bull, which was a B-29 carbon copy, and Tu-16 Badger bomber, Tu-22 early model, slightly later Tu-22 behind that. Again, the Mi-24 in the background. Looks like the Russian Concorde, Su-24, a couple of Su-27s, various MiGs. See a MiG-31 lingering there in the background. There's a Concorde ski in the background, Tu-95. Neshev something, I totally forget, but I mean that Buck Rogers space thing in the background right over there with the wingtip jets plus the pods, that's something else. Typical air search radar. B-25 Mitchell, manufactured in Long Beach. Sukhoi 9, Sukhoi 11, Sukhoi 15, Sukhoi 17s, Tu-22M backfire. There's a MiG-29 right in front of it. And you got a MiG-31 just flanking it as well, followed by a MiG-23. 25 and a few other odds and ends. Sukhoi 25 and the famous Concorde ski, which was not economically successful, but neither was the Concorde. The Tu-22M backfire, and that bomber is currently in use against, I guess, ISIS targets if you really want to get down to it. Basically a strategic bomber, but they just load Dun bombs and cruise missiles onto it. But has a nasty surprise in the back of it if you ever get in range. So you're gonna kill it from the front. First visit to New York, Khrushchev was flying on that Tupolev right there, and they didn't have stairs which could reach the exit doors, so they had to fabricate something very rapidly to get him off the plane once he arrived. But some of these aircraft are flyers, and they just got parked. I'm looking at this Tu-22M. Engines are still in it. Fluids are still dripping from it. So maybe there was some depot level maintenance that had to be done, but it doesn't seem like there was much that would have grounded them. Tupolev over there obviously needs a little bit of work, and it's missing part of its tail, but the Aleutian in the background over here, that's a flyer. EL-18 by the looks of it. And for the ISR guys, if you're paying attention, you can see parked right over there, you have a reload trailer for S-300, well, at least an S-300 family class of surface-to-air missiles. And if we kind of pave our way back into the back 40, we can sort of barely make out an Mi-24 and a MiG-27. It's a little hard to see much else just because of the other aircraft that are in the way. That little thing over there, it's missing its wings, has a very interesting history. It's an amphibian that's jet powered, and it kind of looks like a turtle. I believe it's a Beriev something, designation BE, whatever number. And then we have the, what is this, the AN-22. Well, they have these up in Tver, basically, north of Moscow. It's a strategic airlifter. And then over here we got the AN-12, which is still in widespread use and production over in China. Lots of goodies that are buried back here, but the one with a really interesting history is this guy. This is the Yak section, or the experimentations with vertical takeoff and landing. So the Yak-38 is one of the frontline VTOL aircraft. Yak-36, not so frontline. You can see from the cartoonishly oversized exhaust as directed, so it's more of a short takeoff and landing versus a vertical takeoff and landing that the Yak-38 possessed. And we get to my personal favorite aircraft, the Mi-24V Hind helicopter, which is the one aircraft in continuous production that has seen more combat than any aircraft ever produced to date. This little fella right here, a Tupolev bomber, and she is all titanium, every last bit. This fellow over here in front of us is one of the world's largest interceptors. It's called the Tupolev 128, and its job was to patrol like a 2,000-mile area, because, you know, if we were going to attack, you know, it would typically be from over the poles, and it would take off from their bases and patrol the areas over the Arctic Circle. And you need a very large aircraft to do that, because, you know, there's nothing really up there in those frozen steppes. I don't think Antonov has ever built a small plane in its existence. It just doesn't seem to be in their DNA. But that thing is cartoonishly large. And we got an AN-22 strategic airlifter right over here. Heading over toward Zhukovsky. That's a Tu-134 Tupolev. Here comes the king of something. The MiG-23 and MiG-27 combination in front of us, and if you notice on the rear aircraft, we have the AA-2 Atoll, which is a carbon copy of the AIM-9 Sidewinder, which was compromised during the end of the Korean War. And basically gave the Soviet Union a university course on missile design, because the previous missiles were a lot more complicated than they had to be. We have the business end of the Tu-95 minus any guns. You can see the observation position in the rear, and the cartoonishly large contra-rotating propellers, 15,000 horsepower class turboprops, and, you know, still a strategic bomber role and cruise missile carrier, but also the fastest combat turboprop aircraft ever produced. And those of you that remember ATF back in the 90s, that's our little friend, the Yak-141, which was the vertical takeoff and landing aircraft.